Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the AFR Tuesday Newsday for April 2nd, 2019. I'm your host, Steve Tower, and here's a look at the stories we're following at the AFR News Desk. So our lead story this week is a covering of the Red Zone expansion for Breakaway Football. We are going to do a show tomorrow night on our Wildcard Wednesday show, where we will feature two teams from this set playing off in a quick simulation match, and you can vote right now if you check out the I link on the side of the video here. You can open that up into a poll, and that will run through tomorrow. I'll probably close the voting down around 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and we'll have the two teams picked out. And you can tune in tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for the matchup. But before we get to that, just some other news stories. One I wanted to cover really quick is for Stone Mountain Press, their recent release of Legends of Boxing. I covered that last week on our Wildcard Wednesday show. And after the game has gone out to new purchasers and I guess old players alike, some errors were discovered in the game rules, and so Gary Brown has decided to shut down the game store, the shop, for now until the new booklets are printed out and shipped off to previous customers, and then he will reopen the web shop once that has been completed. You can still go to the website, you can see all the demos, and you can also get to the downloads. If you already have the game and say you're looking for a new score sheet, that is in the game download section. I'll be back available soon on the Stone Mountain Press website. And then also tonight, I'm very happy to be on After Further Review 2.0. This is on the Action VR Network. It's an online radio network, and my friend Chris Dinkins is the host of that, and he has invited me on. So shortly after this news wraps up, I will be hopping on there, and we will be talking sports. Maybe we'll throw in some sports board game talk. Should be a good time. The link is down below, and his show is on every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. So after you're done watching the news, you can tune in to After Further Review 2.0. It is not affiliated with me in any way. It's also known as the Sideline Pass. I don't have a trademark on After Further Review, but it is kind of funny that we both chose that name. All right, and now to our lead story of the night, the unboxing, and it's actually the unbagging of the Red Zone expansion for Breakaway Football, because it does not come in its own box. So you'll either need to put everything in the regular Breakaway Football box or have your own storage solution. But here's what you get inside the box. You get the Rulebook, which is a very quick overview of the game. This game assumes that you know the basic rules for Breakaway Football, and so it'll have you up and running very, very quickly. And once you have all the rules down, it has a nice quick reference guide on the back of the book that you can refer to once you start playing the game to show which defenses win against certain offensive packages, who they lose to, and then it reminds you what the drive bonus is if there's a defensive breakaway or if there's an offensive breakaway. Another nice feature in the box is you get two sheets that you can make copies of to use and reuse. The first one is a league standing sheet, so you want to do a season playthrough. You can break up your teams. It has enough to break the teams up into 4 divisions with 4 teams each. There's currently 16 teams available. So you can write in the week, win, loss, and etc. So that is a sheet that comes with it. And then also, if you want to run a tournament, you have a 16-team bracket that comes in the box. You can set that up there. Have 8 teams on each side. however you want to do the seeding, and you can have your own madness in an early spring month. I think I avoided any trademarks on that. All right, and then the game board for the game here, which is similar to the game board for the regular Breakaway Football, but you'll notice very different up at the top. This is the drive summary, and this is where you will be placing the tokens that you see a blow-up window of on the board. So once you resolve a drive, you'll just simply put a token on there, and it kind of gives you a storybook overview of how the game went. There's also some nice quick reference information on the board to let you know these ones up here are for punting. If you get that number higher, your team gets a coffin corner punt, gets them pinned deep in their own field, and this is the number for kicking a field goal. You need to have that number or higher to get a field goal. So that is the game board. I'll go into this a little bit more detail before I do tomorrow's Wildcard Wednesday show. And then these are the cards for the teams. And I'm just going to go over 4 of them, but all 16 teams that are currently available have their own sheet. And these top 4 teams are the 4 teams that you will be voting on to see who will be playing. So first off, we have the Sharks. The Sharks are based off the 1980s era Dolphins team, the famous, or I guess infamous, Miami team with Dan Marino at the helm. And they are an interesting one because their defense was known for wearing down, a veteran defense. So you'll actually roll on the top here for their what defensive formation they're in for the first half, and then down here in the second half. How the cards work: each team has a run and a pass rating. For the Sharks here, they have a 2 for run, 4 for pass, and then their defensive rating. And what's a really cool thing about this is they get different ratings, some teams do, whether they are at home or if they are away. So it's a double-sided sheet, and you can see the helmet conveniently turns which side it's on. So when they're home, you'll place them on the right side of your game board, and then when they're away, you'll place them on the left. And then also, they sometimes they get different bonuses depending on if they are home and away, and that includes the challenge flag. When you're doing this quick replay or quick play version of the game, only the home team will get a challenge flag that they can use once in the second half. So that is the Sharks. Their bonus is that they get a bonus on their drive of 2 to their pass, a minimum of 2. So we'll look at if they're playing the Minotaurs. You see their pass rating on offense is 4, and the Minotaurs have a defense of 3 for the pass. So normally they would only get a 1 drive bonus, but because of their ability of elite receivers, they would get a 2. All right, so that is the Sharks. Next up is the Minotaurs. The Minotaurs, based on the early 90s Buffalo squad. They went to 4 straight big games. Their special ability is their no-huddle offense, and so similar to the Sharks, they get a minimum drive bonus of 1 to both their run and their pass. So regardless of what the matchup is of their run and pass offense rating against the other team's defense, they will get a minimum of 1 to their drive bonus. So that is the Minotaurs. Next up, we got the Privateers. They are based on everyone's favorite creamsicle throwback jersey team, the early aughts Tampa Bay squad that won it all back in 2002. So their special ability is a defensive one. The first time they get a defensive breakaway, it's an automatic turnover and with a return of 2, so they'll move up 2 spots on the field when they get that turnover. So a really good defensive team. And then finally, another, perhaps a team that's defined defense over the years, is the Rhinos. These are based on the mid-'80s Chicago squad. And their special ability, excuse me, is that so normally, well, this is a really big one. The other team has to draw for their offensive breakaways. So normally in this quick play, anytime the offensive team gets a breakaway, it's an automatic touchdown. But the Rhinos, because they are such a stout defensive squad, that is negated. And also, there's an extra field space added for teams here, this -1, -2 spot. So that counts as an extra yard line for opposing teams. So they stretch the field a little bit, make it harder for teams to advance. So there you go. There are the 4 teams that you will be voting for. Whichever team gets the most votes, I will control. And whichever team gets the second most votes, they will be the away team, and the AI will control them. But all the other 12 teams do have a card in there. They're all in here. And that is the Red Zone expansion for Breakaway Football. And it is available right now over on the Game Crafter website. I have a link down below. Real quick, we'll just look at a couple of the, or we'll look at the tokens, the extra tokens. I will say you also do need the tokens that came with the base game to use with this, for the timing, and also to put the drive bonuses down. But so all these tokens are double-sided. Most of them have the same thing on both sides, or most of the tokens will have the same on one side, and then the other. So the field goal, missed field goal, touchdown, and punt are on the other opposite sides. And then we have a touchdown with a 2-point conversion, and then a touchdown with a missed conversion. And then we got some defensive ones, an interception, a fumble. If a team successfully gets an onside clock expiring. And there are a couple of teams that have special abilities that allow them to chew the clock up if they are ahead. So you'd put that down, that the drive would just end with the clock running out. So there you go. There is a very quick unbagging of the Red Zone expansion. Okay, so channel updates. As I said, tomorrow the Wildcard Wednesday show will be with that Red Zone expansion. Please vote right now. Let me know what teams we will be seeing. And then next week for our show, we're going to be heading back to the baseball field with the next start for Fernando De La Rosa in my History Maker Baseball America 2019 season project. So that is all for now. A quick show tonight. I'll get ready for my appearance on After Further Review 2.0. Again, please tune into that. If you'd like to hear some more sports chat, we'll probably be getting into some Red Sox Yankees chat. The host of that show, Chris Dinkins, is a big Yankees fan. His show is based out of New York City, so it should be a lively conversation. But for now, that's all from the AFR News Desk. Until next time, get out there, have fun, play games, and I will see you after further review. Have a good night, everybody.